They call their creature the Synth, a robotic abomination of technology that is free-thinking and masquerades as a human being. This notion that a machine could be granted free will is offensive, but really dangerous. And like the atom, if it isn't harnessed properly, it has the potential of rendering us extinct as a species. I am not prepared to allow the Institute to continue this line of experimentation. Therefore, the Institute and their synths are considered enemies of the Brotherhood of Steel, and should be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly. This campaign will be costly, and many lives will be lost. But in the end,
but are the synths the real enemy?
Humankind from its
That's the
worst
question. Not just black and white. There's a lot of gray here.
Victorium! Ad Victorium!
Oh man, if I'm late for muster one more time, Captain Kells is gonna have me do 100 push-ups.
Charging into a situation guns blazing is a good
There's areas. It's all gray because they all want the same thing, what's best for the Commonwealth, but they hate each other.
Elder Maxson.
I care about them, you know. The people of the Commonwealth.
If you cared about...
Leaving them to their own devices is what reduced this metropolis to ruins in the first place. I'm a bit surprised that you don't realize that by now.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. I'm convinced.
Paladin Dance's reports were quite clear in your feelings toward the Brotherhood. And he concludes that you'd be an asset to us. Seeing as he's one of my most respected field officers, you couldn't get a better recommendation. Therefore, from this moment forward, and befitting your title, we're granting you...
I'll do my best to live up to it.
I'm certain that you will. In any event, once you're finished becoming familiar with the Prydwen and my staff, report to the flight deck for your new orders. Welcome aboard the Prydwen, soldier. Make us proud.
Do you have a minute? I'd still like to have that talk. Do you have time now?
By all way to you, Kate.
Good. Because this isn't easy for me to say, and I want to get it right. Where do I begin? Did you know I spent 3 years fighting at the combat zone? 3 years of getting beaten to hell by a bunch of losers and lunatics. After the matches were over, I'd spit out the blood, stitch me wounds, and do a couple of shots of Psycho to keep me going. I fucking hated it. I hated the crowds, I hated the other fighters, and I hated myself. I never understood why I put myself through all that. Until now. It was because I was alone. And I...
Well, that's the past.
Then maybe you know what I'm trying to say to you. My life's been nothing but one huge... There were a few times when things got really bad. I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger. I guess...
Sure.
And then, what you did for me back there at Fault, that's the first time in me life I've... God damn it. I'm making a mess.
It's all right, Kate. Let it all out.
I'll be fine. I just need to be... The longer we've been spending time together... And I'm not just talking about you watching me back, or sharing a drink together. Before we met, I'd never let me go. But with you, I feel like I can let you in and... Look, I can't go back to the way things... But what I need you to do is look me in the eye.
Of course I do.
You're what? I didn't know. Why? What?
Because you're
This has to be the first time I put all my cards on the table. You don't know how much this means. I promise you.
Hey.
There you are. How did it go with Elder Maxson?
He sounds pretty delusional to me.
You shouldn't judge Maxson on his words alone. I just hope you appreciate how much... Not to put too fine a point on it, but if you screw up...
I won't let you down.
Good. Now, in order to be an effective... Since I've been officially assigned to you as your sponsor.
Sounds good.
Out.
Hey,
Oh, wait. You need to talk?
that was all.
Very well.
Congratulations on the promotion, Knight.
You need some patching up. Go see Knight Captain K.
Glad you finally stopped by, soldier. Are you ready for your medical exam?
Sure. Go right ahead.
All right. I'm going to ask you a series of first question. As a child, were you ever...
There wasn't that much radiation around before the bombs fell.
Before the bombs? What? Let me check my notes. You were a vault dweller? You're probably healthier than anyone else aboard. Anyway, sorry I missed that in your records.
Uh-huh.
Okay, second question. Have you ever had, or...
Honestly, I don't remember.
Well, you don't appear to be...
Mm-hmm.
Third question. Have you ever had sexual relations with...
That happens often.
You'd be surprised how many Wastelanders... Fortunately, the Brotherhood finds that type of behavior absolutely... Since you haven't spent too much time in the Wasteland, I'll assume... Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger on an enemy of the Brotherhood? Whether they're human, formally...
That's more of...
Oh, absolutely. I feel that the mental state of the... Anyone that hesitates firing in combat...
Right.
So what about you?
If my life's in danger, I'll do whatever it takes to defend myself.
That's an acceptable answer. And the most common. Excellent. I think I see no reason to prevent you from... If you ever need medical assistance. Might get some collection or something.
Quinlan?
Ah, good. You're finally here. Just set the books down in...
I think you're...
Perhaps I need to... Since it's obvious that you aren't who I was expecting.
Uh-huh. Maxon wanted me to meet the crew.
Ah, yes. Under normal circumstances. However, I'm woefully beyond... Unfortunately,
Right. Maybe I can lend you a hand.
that would be splendid.
Mhm.
As you patrol the Commonwealth, I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle. And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, in any event,
Proctor Quinlan.
please, finish your introductions by all means. But I do hope you'll consider assisting me when you're done.
Is tired of living in Diamond City, and you maybe want a adventure or something? I guess you have a new option. The settlement of Sanctuary has, I guess, been founded to the northwest there. Good luck to them with, you know, the whole surviving thing. And in other news, it sounds like maybe the... Not other news, it's actually the same news. The
Carry
Minutemen
food
were
with
involved
you,
in this.
or you'll end up eating some
That's the
pretty
Minutemen.
questionable things to stay alive.
I thought they were kind of...
Proctor Ingram?
So, you're the new
It sounds
recruit
kinda
I heard
crazy,
about.
trust me. And if it were real, it would be super dangerous. I bet.
What were you?
The last batch of recruits we took on were They were desperate and looking for an easy out. Anyway, since you came down here, my name's Ingram, and this... If you're too tight in the crotch, the Pridwin's about to crash into the ground, or
Is this where I get...
Ha! Let's see. It's sitting in Bay 3. There isn't a day that goes by. And since I'm stuck in this rig, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be. The work tends to pile up.
You feel like telling me how you ended up that way?
That's a little personal, don't you think?
Come on.
I guess I can't argue with that. I was fighting with the Brotherhood in the Capital Wasteland. Worked at a staging area for the power armor troops. Our position was along a ridge line overlooking the battlefield. I'd say it was a 100-foot drop, give or take.
Who were you fighting?
Super mutants. The damn things had wrangled a couple of behemoths and were marching on our... To make a long story short, the ridge I was standing on took a hit, sheared most of the cliff right off, and caused the platform I was standing on to tumble over. If I hadn't been test piloting one of the power armor suits at the time, I would have died.
Wow.
Luck had nothing to do with it. It's all about the steel. Besides, I'd hardly call getting both my legs crushed lucky. Anyway, if you need any work done on your power armor, now if you'll excuse me...
Uh-huh. Proctor Ingram.
Treat your power armor well, and it can get you through anything.
Step forward, Knight. Even though they've locked me in this blasted cage.
Why are you in?
I'm glad you asked. Now this is the stowage. The powers that be have me locked. If you need to stock up on...
That's good to know.
I'm glad you're the agree. When I tell most of the new recruits that they have to buy their own equipment, the good news is by having a constant flow of caps, I'm able to buy whatever you bring me. Yeah, I'm mostly interested. Of course, if you're just looking to make...
I could use them.
You need them. And
sure.
It just involves a... And since I'm stuck up here, man, after you're done, in the meantime...
Proctor Tegan.
Step forward, Knight. Even though they've locked me in this blasted cage, I promise that I won't bite.
You must...
I'm on. Now this is the powers... If you need to stop...
Wait, bites.
Keeping the Brotherhood supplied. The good news is... Yeah, I'm most... Of course. Well, it just... And since I'm... After... In the meantime...
At Victoria, brother.
Ingram?
Ugh, my list of maintenance fixes keeps getting longer and longer. Can you tell Kells if he wants things fixed, he needs to keep the damn ship steady? Just fixed a few power armor mods and gave them to Tegan. You might want to check them out.
Don't despair, brother. We're here to save the Commonwealth. You haven't lived until you've tipped a Brahmin with a vertibird. Now that's a challenge.
Is this where I get my power armor?
Proctor.
Oh, this frame is driving me crazy. Got like 3-inch scratch.
If you find any technical documents, you should bring them to Proctor Quinlan for analysis.
Ah, Knight. You have techno...
I've got time to...
Good. I'm glad... Meet the scribe. Just...
Sure.
You will escort and protect her.
Laser weapons myself. It's a cleaner shot.
Excuse me, Proctor Ingram.
Can you tell Kells if he wants things fixed, he needs to keep the damn ship steady?